Lions TV, this is your post-match analysis video for Tuesday's Carabao Cup defeat in the London Derby against Crystal Palace. It was defeat, yes, we are out of the cup, but I think there is so much more to take from this game. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Alex Neil picked to start the match. Wow, okay, what a night. A few of my mates, I said this before, we're in a group chat, a few boys that I used to work with, etc. A few of our mates, Kenny's in it, Henry's in it, all support different teams, and we're giving each other shit, placing bets, the usual stuff on group chats. And a couple of them went straight in after the game and went, oh my God, you ain't lost again. I went, what a fucking night. I just posted the footage I took of us scoring and our fans and just put, what a performance, fucking unbelievable night. There is so much more to take from this game, which we're going to get into in this video, but starting with the starting 11, no Massimo Luongo, no Luke Cundle. Of course, we are already without Billy Mitchell and Casper De Norre in the centre of midfield, and we signed Will Smallbone injured, so that was 5 central midfielders missing from the team. We've heard nothing so far on Cundle and Luongo, but I don't think it's anything major. Alex Neil did say after the game, you know, they weren't available. They had, I think, sore muscles or something like that. So I'm just assuming they've put a good shift in at Charlton and they just needed that little break. But I didn't mind it. We always say play the kids or give others a chance. And he did it in the last round and he did it again in this round, and some really positive individual performances as well as a brilliant team and managerial performance, in my opinion. It was Stephen Bender in goal. Max Crocombe injured in the warm-up. All 6'4" and 16 stone of him has hurt his toe, so he had to pull out of the game and Bender replaced him. Then we was all calling for it and he's finally done it. He changed the formation. He went 3 centre-backs. Caleb Taylor was available despite playing in the first round for West Brom at the Cup against Derby for some reason, and I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I'll get onto that. Alongside Kamal Grant and Tristan Kramer skippered the side. Zach Sturge was brilliant as well at left-back. Uncle Wes just shows what a stellar professional he is time and time again when called upon at right wing back. Central midfield was Del Boy, Masu, Sacco. I thought he was excellent as well. I'm going to get into all these performances shortly. Alongside Daniel Kelly, who was removed after 20 minutes and becomes our 6th injury in the centre of midfield. And up front, well, 2 wide men, Ray Spangura Williams, and up front it was the big garlic and herb, Mihailo Ivanovic. A really good night. There was more to this, although it's Carabao Cup, there's more of a bite to it. I think them evening kickoffs always help. Did see a few people sneaking through the barriers, and there was definitely more fans than seats available, which didn't matter. It made for a brilliant atmosphere. I didn't get a seat in the first half. Not that anyone sits down anyway, really, but we wasn't even like in line with a seat. We was in the concourse. It was just packed everywhere in the aisles. Absolutely brilliant. Great night. And I really, really enjoyed it. I just say I think there's so many positives to take from this game. Getting into the game, I think the 3 centre-backs works, and going into Watford on Monday, I think it's got to continue. I also think it's probably got to keep Jake Cooper out of the side. If I'm honest, Coops has been brilliant for us. My mate summed up perfectly yesterday. Said he's been a fantastic captain for us. He's had some brilliant games and he's had some bad ones. But as a whole, fantastic servant, brilliant skipper, very, very active in and around the changing room as well, I hear, doing his captain's duties and doing more than that as well, providing a few laughs here and there. And the time will come, you know, football moves on where he's got to, you know, come to, I think he'll finish at Millwall. But it's brilliant now that he didn't even play and we looked so solid. Mateta didn't get a kick. Kramer marks him out of the game, along with the help of Taylor and Grant. Grant's going to grow into it. I thought he played really well, but I thought the other 2 were excellent. Kramer, but Taylor, he actually looks like Cooper, the way he travels, the way he moves about the pitch, but he's so calm on the ball. The back 3, I don't know if I've ever said this before in a video, they read the game. I noticed this from watching it. Their reading of the game was brilliant, and that's why, after the reason, Mateta didn't get a kick, because I was everywhere that he probably wanted to be before him. Caleb Taylor just looked like a Sean Williams in defence, like Sean Williams used to buy himself time on the ball and just always seemed to have loads of space and time. There's a couple of harem-scaring moments across the back line, but I thought that was brilliant, the 3 of them, and I thought it was absolutely superb, Caleb Taylor. I'm excited to watch him going forward. For me, like I said, Cooper's been brilliant, but in time, you know, he will fizzle out, of course, with his age now, and he'll probably finish at the club. But for me, those 3, whether we play a 4 at the back or a 3 at the back, could be the big future for us. And I don't think they'll look out of place, and I think all three of them should keep their place in the side going forward, probably for Monday against Watford, which I'll cover. I'll probably stick that on Sunday, of course, for a Monday night, haven't we? So, further up the pitch, Uncle Wes, as I said just then when the graphic was on the screen, brilliant professional. I've always liked Wes. He did get a bit of shit at time to time, but whenever called upon, to not play that for that long and that lack of minutes, but when he does, just really good going forward and all. But he can step into his defensive duties also. Zach Sturge, I thought, was excellent. Very, very good. And again, if we're going to play three wing-backs, I think bombing on there, getting forward, is ideal for him. Definitely more of a left wing-back than a left-back, but he did his defensive duties good and his forward-thinking ones as well. Absolutely outstanding. Kelly, it's going to be one of the very few downsides of this video because I like Daniel Kelly. I was egging for him to play against Charlton, and he didn't, and I thought he played well when he come on. Again, a bit Sean Williams-esque, very technical, seems to buy himself time on the ball, can pick a pass, but the kid's just constantly injured. And you can't judge a player and you can't field a player, and plan for a player to be in your team long term if they're injured. And it just worries me, his injury worries. But moving on, alongside him, Del Boy, Masu Sakho, I thought he was absolutely outstanding in terms of he's been in the country for however long he's been in the country. He played an hour for the reserves. He steps in against a Premier League side, a full Premier League side, by the way. They didn't have Sarr, Nketiah or Adam Walton, of course, but he was missing off England duty. But the three of them are injured. Other than that, all the big hitters were in the side as far as I knew and I could see. So to step in at 19 years old, a country you've been in probably 3 weeks, don't speak the language, he definitely gave the ball away a few times in the game, especially in the early stages, but he grew into that and give it away less. But every single time he gave the ball away, he fucking give everything. Run his bollocks off to get back and win it back, and he did. Very Jimmy Abdu-esque. Absolute workhorse, and again, I think he should continue in the side going forward against Watford. Excited to see how good he can be. Like I said, he's been here, 3 weeks? But I thought he was really, really good, really enthusiastic, but a good player in there as well. And like we said, look, we lost the game. He gave the ball away. We definitely competed with Palace and was better than them at points. And maybe our passes didn't always come off. Maybe we did give the ball away. And like I said, yes, we've lost. But it doesn't matter as Mill fans. We don't... When people say, well, what do you Mill fans want? You fucking think you're bollocks. You think you're this. You think you should be better than you are. No, we don't. We don't care. We lost the game. But find me one Mill fan in there on Tuesday night. I didn't think it was an outstanding performance and a brilliant night. We don't care about a result. Of course, we don't get relegated. And we won't because of the way we are. But... to that level of performance and desire and effort and in their faces and togetherness and intent to try and get on the ball and try and win a football match and battle and just give it everything you got. That's all we want. So it didn't matter that we lost the game. In the wide areas, Race Bangura Williams is making a big case for himself to starting more games. Thought he was very, very good, very technical. And he sort of... we played 2 in behind the 1, but weren't so much wingers. Was a little bit more central. Another negative in this video, unfortunately, is Campbell Neshley. Look... Kenny summed it up very well when we did the podcast. I don't know what day it is. There's so many videos. Like last week, I think it was, when we did the Den debate. It was a one-on-one with me and Kenny, a bit shorter than the usual. We're going to do more of those, I feel. Little one-on-ones with either Kenny or Pete or Joe or whoever, and keep them a little bit shorter than having 5 of us on a 2-hour show. It does get a little bit tedious if you're presenting it and I'm watching it. But Kenny said in that video that, let's remember, Nesh has come over, big price tag, we knew nothing about him. Broke the record at the time, of course, been surpassed by Josh Coburn since then. But he played, he got injured straight away, didn't he? Then he come back after the injury. I think he got injured at Palace. Come back after the injury, scored the winner at home to Middlesbrough. Then he got injured again, and then it's this season. So he's probably what play, I don't know, 15 games in a Millwall shirt, 90 minutes, I'm not sure how many, not many. He is young, he does need time, but I think for his own benefit, he needs to be taken out of the side. Nothing personal. I just think he's clearly a very, very talented footballer. You've seen what he can do, especially on the opening day against Norwich. But the here and now, I mean, one thing, he's suffering from confidence, yes. But the one thing that Mill fans will not have is pulling out of tackles, and he shouldn't have to tackle that much. And predominantly wingers or players like Neshley, they don't really go into tackles, or they don't win tackles, but you cannot pull out of tackles. And he started to get a little bit of people getting on his back. I noticed it against Wrexham. I thought he was terrible. Other people were saying he wasn't. I thought he was horrendous. He was terrible against Charlton, and he wasn't great the other night, was he? It's a shame, but I think you'll get there. And I think Alex Neil was a brilliant manager, and I've got total faith in him. So I think for his own good, I think you could well see him taking out the side against Watford. I think it'll benefit all parties. Neshley, and then up front, the big Serb. The big Sermon Coburn, the debate rages on, doesn't it? He's not going to get hold of the ball. Coburn's not going to get hold of the ball. Up front on their own, especially against the Premier League back four. He did lay Nesley off for the glaring chance that Nesley missed, which we'll get onto. And he did have one attempt on goal where Wes Harding actually went to the byline, crossed the ball, back across goal, was coming outwards. He was a long way from goal when he made it with his head, but he hit the target. Get balls in the box like that for them two, they will score goals. Will it be more of a hindrance now then? The partnership looking like it's potentially going to be broken up, and I do think it will be broken up now. I'll be amazed if he plays two up front. Won't be amazed. I'll be surprised if he plays two up front against Watford. But the big serve up front, getting into the game. Palace had a couple of early chances. Bender makes one save to his left from a header, from a deflected shot. A couple of wayward shots from over the bar, but we just give everything. It was quite end-to-end at points in terms of not goal-mouth opportunities, but them turning us over, us turning them over, then giving the ball back to them, then winning it back off them. And we're just really intense, really on it, really, fair play to Alex Neil for getting the bit between their teeth and getting them to bounce back in very difficult circumstances, like he did cover. I watched his interview after the game with the club, and he said, to go from what we did at Charlton to this, the amount of players we got missing, players like Derek Mazzou-Sakho, only been in the country a couple of weeks, can't speak English, a couple of them, he said. So I'm assuming Ballo might not speak great English, although he spent time in the country before as a youth player at Chelsea. To get that response after drilling them into that system for one day was brilliant. We need to follow this on there, of course, on Monday, because it will mean nothing from Tuesday. Although we lost, it will mean nothing. The next level we got to in the new system of formation that we showed, if we can't follow it up, and we need to do that. And over the years, and especially over this season, we haven't been great doing that. So, but I think he will get that response, and that's all we want as Millwall fans. Like I said, they were just on it. They were just going forward when we could, defending numbers behind the ball, attacking, hunting in packs. Really, really enjoyed it. Thought it was great. And slowly but surely, we got into the game. The big serve one I've covered. The one that Nesley breaks through, he has to score. I don't know why he's gone that side of the keeper. He should have gone the other side. Or if he is going to go to the side, he's gone. Do what he does. Because when he receives the ball, Nesley, not there, I'm just talking in general around the pitch. When he knocks a pass, Henry said this to me, he won't knock an inside pass. He'll knock a little outside of the foot and then turn and carry on his run, look for a return pass. So I don't know why he ain't flicked that bit outside of his foot, because he loves to do that around the goalkeeper. But he's sort of gone inside of his foot and he just passed it wide. And it's a player suffering from confidence, like I've covered already. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm sure he'll come good. I think he's a fantastic player, and he just needs a little bit of confidence and maybe a break out the side. And then another one, crossover from the far side again. It may have been Big Wes. He was bombing down that touchline. He seems to get better of age, really, a little bit like Ryan Leonard. And it breaks across the box, bounce. Zach Sturge, brilliant body shape, controls the ball, fires it through a defender. So the goalkeeper might have been onside. He does really well, the goalkeeper, to get down and save it with his legs. So all in all, first half, possession-wise, I'm not sure what the count was. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments below. But chances-wise, we definitely had the better ones. I can't think of a save that Bender's made. Other than that, I think there might be one to his left, like a curler that he palmed away. But definitely, if not an hour advantage, then definitely even Steven in the first half. And like I said, Palace had a full side out. He wouldn't have put a full side out and said, right, don't go all in, go 80%. They've gone for the win. But he criticised them after the game and said it wasn't a good performance, but that's because we were so good at what we did, we didn't allow them to play. It was in their faces, like I said, on top, and when we got the ball, yes, we was knocking it around the back a little bit, but then we did try and get forward, get it down the lines, get inside, get players beyond, and it definitely worked. Romain Esse was removed at half-time for Crystal Palace. I don't know if the occasion got to him. I don't think he's having the greatest time at Crystal Palace. Comments from Oliver Glasser after the game said, he's a lovely guy, really nice kid, lovely person, but I'm not a priest. Something along them lines, and he's got to improve. He wants to be near my first team, and it was not a good performance. Romain Esse, I think in time I'll be proven to be right about him and Tanganga and Fleming. None of them are going to be playing a lot of games at the top level, if any. And I really honestly think the reason I've covered this, I think you could see Romain Esse back at Millwall on loan at some point. I'll be amazed if in January he's not tired out to go on loan, and if we want him showing interest, that remains to be seen. But he was removed at half-time. Getting into the second half, maybe slightly fewer chances in the second half for us. Eventually, Palace did get the breakthrough. The only time Mateta really got the better of the back three was the lead up to the goal, where he went through, ironically, one-on-one again. Bender come out, didn't get there. I thought Bender looks solid in the game as well, so that's a positive to take after a few recent dodgy ones from him. And it was cleared off the line. I think it was by Caleb Taylor. That resulted in a corner. And from the resulting corner, they get the breakthrough. I think there's a substitute for them that scored the goal. Scrappy one, bundling in the box, but it was the only time our defence was breached. But I think if you look at Kamal Grant when the goal went in, he was fucking raging. And I love that. I love that, because as good as we still want to expect those top levels. And he weren't happy that they breached our defence. But I did say to the boys, I think Pete said, you hear it in the away day, said something along the lines, I don't think we've had one set piece or one corner, so maybe that's part of Palace's game plan. Before the game, Glasser did credit us for being a physical side. They played two up top, although we didn't on that occasion, it may have surprised him. But we're quite renowned for our set pieces and our physicality. So maybe they tried everything they could to restrict us. But I did say to the boys, we will get one chance, and we've got to take it. We had more than one chance, didn't we, really? Before their goal, I think, or might be slightly after, Coburn has the one from Ballo. By this time, there's substitutions have been made, and Ballow's on and the Maku's on, and we're sort of going for it. I think Howland and Leonard, obviously, of course, they both played a part in the goal, was on as well. I'm not sure what point this was, but the ball across from Ballo, I don't know, Henry said in real time he should have shot. Looking at the replay, where's the other side of it? Probably no, the shot wasn't on for Ballo. He could have hit it hard and low into an area, but he goes for something that people don't really do, and I'll moan about. They don't put it into areas. They pick a pass, and he's picked Coburn out. And he's made the comments that pop up on my phone about Coburn all the time. Absolute geezers this, the geezers that, £5 million, what a waste of money. I promise you now, once he scores one, they'll keep coming. Same with Ivanovic. They definitely haven't lost the ability they have as footballers. It's just confidence. It's just maybe they know it's on their back now. They're probably hearing the fan stuff, and if I'm getting abuse for Josh Coburn, I can imagine he's probably getting some as well if he's on social media. I don't know if he's on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter because I live on planet Earth. I don't live on planet Twitter. But it sort of gets beyond the ball a little bit. I don't know if it's Ballow's pass or Coburn's run, but he's sort of behind him and he tries to clip it. I think he goes up, actually hits his own hand. So that was one chance that we had. Other than that, again, just the final ball here and there didn't quite come off. We didn't have loads of shots at goal in the second half, but we did make the changes. We did get the goal, and it comes literally as the clock strikes 90 minutes. If you watch the away date, if you haven't watched it, please watch it. I'll link it at the end, because they take me fucking, obviously, hours to film, but even longer to edit. Brilliant delivery from Jack Howland, and Ryan Leonard meets it. I said in my full-time reaction, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the Champions League final. And Henry said, he didn't score an header in the Champions League final. Bear in mind, this is, 11 years before Henry was born, and he remembers it and I don't. What I meant was the Sheringham flick on. In my mind, over time, as you get older, you'll know the older ones, sort of your memory spews or what's happened. So from my memory, it was Solskjaer that scored the header. It wasn't. Sheringham flicks it down, but it was the way that Sheringham sort of went across his body, exactly what Ryan Leonard did. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, by the way, in case you don't know, it's not a spoiler alert, scored the goal and toe poked it in for the winner against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final 1998, I think it was, actually. Anyway, getting back to Millwall and the current day, we got the equaliser, a brilliant delivery from Howland, no more than we deserved, and Ryan Leonard, it celebrates right in front of us. Absolute fucking carnage. I can't seem to stop falling over when we're scoring goals. I think it's since my operation all them years ago, I'm a little bit less steady on my feet. I wasn't even drinking the other night, but I felt fucking pissed in the way. I was so tired from all the driving, trying to get down the A2 and cut. Nightmare anyway. Getting back to the game, it sends it, of course, straight to penalties. We go straight to penalties, and if you want to nitpick, and I don't, because I've got nothing but respect for Tristan Kramer stepping up and taking the first penalty. He must have put his hand up and said, I'll take it. I'm skippering the side and I'll take the first penalty, not a problem. But we had three defenders taking our first three penalties. Ryan Leonard, granted, we know he can strike a lovely ball, score some good goals for us down the years. I think he might even be our top scorer now this season. He must be, mustn't he? No, let me know in the comments. I think he must be. Newport and there, no one else has scored 2 goals. Can't think. Anyway, my mind's wandering today. Get back, wrap this up. I ain't got a problem with the penalties. I mean, Kramer's one, he takes a little staggered run. Didn't even really run up. He sort of steps up, kicks it, keeper saves it. Big Wes scores, Leonard scores, and then Idemo Maku misses the deciding penalty. I've seen a lot of press about why didn't he take a penalty, Coburn. He was down to take the 5th penalty. I don't agree with that. I always think you should put your best penalty taker first. Get the numbers on the board, because he might not go, obviously, as he didn't as far as it did. But look, if you want to nitpick, you could say why defenders taking penalties. But the defenders scored 2 out of 3 of the penalties, didn't they? Why didn't other players take penalties? Maybe being the question. If I had to pick them, if you want to, for argument's sake, I would have gone with Leonard. I would have gone with Coburn. I would have gone with Zach Sturge, probably. Trying to think who else on the pitch at that time. Lots of changes made. But there you go. We're out of the Carabao Cup. But it doesn't matter. Really, honestly, it doesn't matter. It was a fucking fantastic night. If you was there, you'll know it was. Just a really old school English late night, under the lights, kick-off. Fucking all sorts going on, which I won't say on camera. Like just chaos, basically. But it's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved every minute of it. But we now need to carry this forward into Monday. Otherwise, it'll all be for nothing. But I'll cover that on Sunday. I'll get that out Sunday morning, I think. Yeah, I'll have a few days off now. Loads of videos have gone out. Loads of content. Loads of away days are up and bits and pieces. So don't be shy to check out our playlist. And we've just passed 24,500 subscribers, I believe. Yeah, I think that's right. So we are not far away from 25k at all. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.